This is my body, the shell of my being, which is given to you in a final offering to the world. I share the elements of life from these old bones, these ligaments, my sinews, and my nerves. May that the life force that ran in me shine forth once more and pass to you the knowledge and the power that helps sustain the miracle of life. A poem written by one of our donors. Good afternoon. My name is Michael Smith. On behalf of the Albany Medical College, students, faculty, staff, I want to thank you for being here today. We are honored to welcome you to this memorial service, a moment of reflection, remembrance, and profound gratitude for the gift in which your loved ones bestowed upon us. Today we gather not only to acknowledge loss, but to celebrate lives. Lives that, even in passing, have continued to teach, guide, and give. The individuals we honor today made an extraordinary decision to donate their bodies for the advancement of medical education and research. To you, the families and friends and loved ones, please know that we do not take this generosity lightly. Your loved ones are our students' first teachers, their first patients. The generosity of the donors we honor today teach our students what no textbook could ever teach: the deep humanity of medicine, empathy, and how to become compassionate practitioners. Their impact is lasting. They have shaped knowledge and skill of every student who has learned from them. And through that, they will touch the lives of every future patient those students will one day serve. That truly is an enduring legacy. We recognize that behind every donor is a story, a life lived, a person deeply loved, and a circle of people who mourn their absence. Today is for them and for you. We hope this service provides a space not only for grief, but for gratitude and reflection, a space to feel proud of the incredible contribution your loved one has made to this world. Robert Test, in To Remember Me, wrote, "If by chance you wish to remember me, do it with a deed or word to someone who needs you." Surely the individuals we remember today would have us remember them for the deeds they have imparted unto us. It is thus in our being here that we say thank you and remember those individuals who have so generously given of themselves. Again, thank you truly for allowing us the privilege of learning from them. We will carry their lessons with us always. Let us now take this time to honor their memory, their generosity, and the indelible mark they have left on our lives. I'd like to invite the Reverend Molly to present a homily.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Father Joseph Mali. Thank you. Before I begin, I would like us to please observe a moment of silence in honor of our donors. Peace be with them and comfort to their families. When I look at the world, I see generous people, lovers of humanity, selfless individuals, men and women of goodwill. They don't often get enough media attention. They are seldom in the headlines. We are gathered today to celebrate all of them, especially our donors. While leaving this world, they had us and posterity in mind, wishing us well. They understood something noble, the value of health care in an age where people live to be 90, 100, and more. In such a world, we need well-educated professionals to deliver excellent health care to all. To achieve this goal, our donors gave their bodies for medical education and research. Through their generosity, they are not dying, but living. They live beyond the grave in the knowledge derived from their remains. Each time a patient is cured, using a new treatment, our donors come alive and shine among us. Our donors gave themselves for the benefit of all, not just for some. The knowledge derived from their bodies is for everybody: black, white, brown, male, female, young, old, people of faith, no faith, and in between. Doctors will not say, "This data comes from my white cadaver." It will not be used for the good of minorities. Doctors will not say, "This skill was developed based on studies done on minorities." So it will not be used for the good of Caucasians. No clinician will say or do that. This brings us to the legacy of our donors, which is the interconnectedness of the human race. They gave themselves for all. If we are united, we honor them because that is their legacy. It is now time to acknowledge their families. On behalf of Albany Med, I would like to express my condolences to the families of our donors. Please find comfort in knowing that your loved ones are human heroes. Your decision to donate their bodies and honor their wishes is truly amazing. Even as you are grieving, you were kind, thoughtful, and caring. Instead of cursing the darkness, you lit a candle. We are so proud of you. Families like you make the world a better place. And now, I would like to say to you and to your loved ones, thank you very much for your generosity. We appreciate your contribution to the human race. We now turn attention to our medical students. Like Dr. Smith said, donors are your first teachers and patients. They utter no words. They don't blink their eyes. Their bodies are motionless. But they provide you with knowledge no textbook can fully provide. Donors do not seek reward or material gains. You are their prize. You are their dreams of improving health care. If you push the boundaries of science and conquer your field, develop new treatments and cures, you honor them. My prayer for you is, as we remember our donors, may you be the future doctors that we and the donors will be proud of. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon. A lot of what I have prepared is going to sound very similar to things we've heard, not on purpose. Right? We didn't plan to repeat each other, but I think the fact that it's being repeated highlights the importance of some of the things we'll say. It's an honor to be here speaking with you today and recognize the incredible generosity. Human anatomy is a core knowledge set for all medical professionals. Our careers demand that we know the intricacies of the human body. We spend hours studying, reviewing, and deeply understanding anatomy, its structures, the functions, and how all of those can relate to illness, injury, and disease. The depth of that understanding cannot be achieved with a textbook alone, no matter how many times we look at drawings or diagrams, or how many times we watch a video or interact with an app. None replace the depth of knowledge gained in the traditional laboratory. In the traditional anatomy laboratory, we learn the anatomy, but also its variations, the differences, and the uniquenesses of each person, but we also celebrate the similarities. One of those similarities is the generosity that we're here to remember today. Each name that we hear represents a philanthropist, somebody committed to the investment of medical education, helping to pave the way for the next generation of PAs, physicians, CRNAs, and others in the biomedical professions. Somebody who was willing to be the first patient and the greatest teacher for these students and leave a lasting legacy. As we continue through the afternoon, you will hear from some students about those impacts and experiences and the legacy that was created. I tell all PA students on their first day in the lab, the individuals before us provided the ultimate and most precious gift. They invested in your education and in your future practice of medicine. As we continue, remember this gift, remember the impact, and remember the people. These are your first patients and your greatest teachers. I reflect again today on these first patients and these greatest teachers, and I'm overcome with the gratitude for their generosity and dedication to medical education. On behalf of the students and the faculty of Albany Medical College, I also extend our appreciation to you, the families who supported these gifts. The education that was provided shall never be forgotten, and your loved ones' legacies will be imprinted forever on the minds of those you see today. Thank you.
I'm honored to be speaking today as we celebrate your loved ones. A few years ago, my lovely grandmother passed away. She struggled with Alzheimer's disease for a long time. And for those of you who know someone with this disease, you know too well that it doesn't happen overnight, but over months and years, slowly but surely stealing precious fragments of the people we love. For a while, I felt tortured with this slow, cruel descent. I saw time as a thief, stealing fragments of my beloved grandmother slowly and before my very own eyes. In the years since her passing, my friends, family, and neighbors have shared memories, photos, stories, and jokes about her. I see characteristics of her in my mom, my aunts, and uncles, my siblings, and myself. We like to retell the story about how she threw my shoes out the window for wearing them one too many times on her polished floors. Her former students have stopped us in the streets of her small town in Italy, raving about how she was their favorite teacher. In the 5 years since her passing, I've come to observe a new truth. Time never did manage to steal her from us. Her friends, family, and community were the devoted guardians of her spirit. By sharing her stories, memories, and lessons, we have protected her soul from the sticky fingers of time. And in doing so, she is still alive in all of us. One's love, wisdom, friendship, and memories are meant to be shared and carried forward. So I invite you all today to not only remember those we have lost, but speak of them, laugh about them, share their wisdom, and live out their lessons. Time may try to steal those we love, but it cannot take what we choose to preserve. The magic that makes us human is eternal so long as we share and honor it. I would like to close with a poem by Mary Elizabeth Fry, which helped me get through my loss, and I hope it is helpful for people here today. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I'm 1,000 winds that blow. I'm the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand on my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Victoria Turkington, and I'm a second-year medical student at Albany Medical College. It is a privilege to have the chance to meet you and speak with you here today. Your loved ones have made an incredible impact on me and my classmates, and their generous gift for the sake of our learning is profound. I still think back to the first time that we met your loved ones. Before we receive any technical instruction, we first meet the people who donated to the gift program, because our initial lesson is to sit with the humanity that is before us, the gift that they have entrusted to us. We have the opportunity to learn about our donors, to recognize who they may have been to you. Spouses, parents, grandparents, siblings, caretakers, and mentors. It's an emotional experience because caring for people is supposed to be. There's a reason that we say that our donor is our first patient. During lab, you start to see how balancing technical understanding and learning with connection and humanity will be a lifelong walk on a tightrope. No matter the technical task ahead, you will always have to advocate for and appreciate the tremendous gift of trust that your patients share with you. You and your loved ones trusted us unconditionally to honor them, and that is not something that any of us take lightly. I want you to know that that trust pushed all of us to learn more and work harder to ensure that we fully appreciated this gift. Of course, anatomy was an incredible technical learning opportunity. Any student who has tried flipping through a textbook to clarify a lab question can tell you that 3D anatomical relationships don't translate perfectly to pictures. Lab was so valuable for my learning that, like several of my peers, I returned to lab this past summer to deepen my understanding. As someone who taught organic chemistry labs before coming here to medical school, I have always been a huge proponent of hands-on instruction. Anatomy lab is one of the few opportunities we have in the first 1.5 years of medical school to have hands-on training. Your loved one has helped future surgeons to develop foundational skills, future emergency physicians to recognize critical nerves, arteries, and veins involved in life-threatening situations, and future rehabilitation physicians to appreciate the intricate mechanics of their musculature. As the class of 2028 at Albany Medical College, we are so grateful that your loved one held our hand through our first year of medical school. And because of them, we are better prepared to hold the hands of patients that we'll care for in the future. So thank you for your time and for your generosity.
Good afternoon. On behalf of myself and my classmates, I want to begin by expressing our deepest gratitude to the families and donors we honor today. Your loved ones gave us the most extraordinary gift a student of medicine can receive, the chance to learn from the human body itself. We recognize the profound sacrifice behind that gift, and we are humbled to be here, celebrating their lives and their impact. When we first stepped into the anatomy lab 8 months ago, we were nervous. Many of us carried quiet doubts. Would we be ready for this? Could we handle the weight of such responsibility? In those first moments, it was hard not to feel overwhelmed by the stillness of the room, by the enormity of what we were about to do. But as the weeks passed, those nerves slowly transformed. Our fear gave way to reverence, and that reverence gave way to understanding. Through many hours spent with your family members or friends, we not only gained an incredible knowledge of anatomy, we gained something much deeper. We gained an appreciation of what it means to be human, the beauty of the body's design, the resilience of its systems, and the uniqueness of every life lived. We learned that medicine is not only about identifying structures or memorizing functions, but about honoring the life that each body represents. These donors were, in a very real way, our first patients. They were our first teachers, our first mentors. They showed us the pathways of the nerves that carry sensation, the muscles that power movement, the vessels that carry life itself. Even more than this, they showed us something we all needed to learn, the gravity of the profession we have chosen. Their lesson will stay with us, not only in the classroom, but in every clinic, every hospital, every patient encounter we will have for the rest of our careers. If the average provider sees 15 patients a day for 30 years, this means we will care for over 94,000 unique patients in our careers. Multiply that by the 42 students in my class, and nearly 4 million lives will be touched by the knowledge we carry forward because of your family member. 4 million people whose care will be better, more precise, and more compassionate because of the selfless choice made by these individuals and by you. 4 million, that's a staggering number, but behind that number is something I feel even more profound, the ripple effect of compassion. Each patient helped by us will go on to be a parent, a friend, a neighbor, even a caregiver themselves. The lessons we learn from these donors will not only shape how we practice medicine, but how we listen, how we comfort, and how we serve. Their legacy is not measured only in the anatomy we studied, but in the humanity they inspire within us. To the families, thank you. Thank you for allowing us the privilege of learning from your loved one. We cannot imagine the weight of your sacrifice, but please know that their gift has changed us forever. Your loved ones are now woven into the fabric of our professional journey. Every time we steady a patient's hand, ease someone's fear, or help restore health, we will be honoring them. Today, we lay your family and friends and our teachers to rest. But their legacy does not end here. Their impact will live on in the lives we touch and in the patients we serve. For that, we are endlessly grateful. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I would like to extend a warm welcome to the family and friends of the donors and to my peers and my instructors. Thank you for being here today to honor the beautiful gift that each donor gave us, the gift to learn about human anatomy in the most meaningful way possible. My name is Sydney Midiga, and I am a second-year medical student at Albany Medical College. Last year, around this time, I met my very first patient, the donor I'd be learning from for the next 3 months. The experience of meeting this selfless donor is hard to put into words. I felt immense gratitude that not only extended to the donor, but to their family and friends that likely played a role in their decision to enter into the Anatomical gift program. That day, I set an intention to be 100% prepared and present for every lab, extract as much knowledge as I could from our donors, and to let the gratitude I felt be my North Star as I navigated the challenging content of the course. I'd like to break down the steps of becoming a fully trained doctor to highlight the magnitude of impact your loved one's donations has on medical students. Medical school is 4 years, residency training is another 3 to 7 years, fellowships are 1 to 3 years, and then you finally become a fully trained attending. With each stage of our training, we learn about new diseases, new exam maneuvers, and new surgical techniques, all which would be impossible to master without the foundational anatomic knowledge we gain from our donors. We are able to move forward because we have the blessing to think back to our time in the anatomy lab and remember all the lessons learned from our donor. While the anatomy we learned from our donor set a strong foundation that we will continually build from throughout our medical education and beyond, the ripple effect of your loved ones deciding to partake in the program is immense, and the impact on future patients is impossible to measure. However, what we learned in the lab goes beyond our mastery of anatomy. Each lab was also a lesson in respect, patience, and reflection, qualities that are integral to physicianhood and that were practiced with our first patient, our donors, and will be exercised with all of our patients to come. At the beginning of our anatomy course, we were encouraged to search for our donor's eulogy and learn about their life. It was incredible to read about the jobs they had, the organizations they devoted their time to, and the families they were part of. For many of our donors, it seemed that their donation was a natural continuation of the selfless lives they had led. I've had many discussions with my peers about the genuine awe we have for the altruism of our donors. On behalf of the Albany Medical College class of 2028, I can wholeheartedly say that through their donation, the donors not only gave us the everlasting gift of knowledge, but they were role models and noble acts. Thank you.
Thank you to our medical students for those beautiful words. We would now like to memorialize those individuals we honor today by reading their names individually. As their names are read, we would invite family and friends to place a flower on the casket if you'd like. There are flowers available. And I would invite the students who are going to read the names to begin.
Barbara A. Adams, Scott W. Adams, Leonard F. Aldous, Marilyn E. Asprion, Judith A. Babb, Leslie A. Bernard, Joyce E. Bascom, Minnie R. Bengan, Shirley A. Bengsiger, Herbert F. Bernauer, Brenda J. Bainick, David L. Bishop, Karen Boggs, Rima E. Bostick, Francis W. Brawley, David D. Brandon, Louis Brickman, Jean C. Brooks, John W. Bush, Kathleen A. Byrne, Valdine S. Cagwin, Benjamin Camarei, Patricia R. Canalata, Gail S. Cannon, Marie E. Carriage, Ruth R. Casali, Frank R. Casey, James M. Cass, Carmen A. Cirilio, Patricia J. Chambers, Kathleen M. Childs, Marjorie A. Connors, Paul F. Cooney, Marie E. Deshaw, Rosemary D. Mayo, Anne M. Donnelly, Jean-Marie Dumasset, David A. Durfee, Elizabeth M. Durham, Julian Iger, David L. Ellison, Lynn K. Everett, David A. Fenton, Ronald W. Foyner, Hazel E. Flansburgh, George H. Forfa, Lillian J. Foster, Emma F. Foster, Nancy J. Frank, Kevin J. Freer, Carmen P. Frucio Jr., Nancy L. Furman, Peter F. Galocci, Jean R. Gans, Helen C. Gendel,
Mark D. Goebel, Elizabeth S. Goodman, Lynn S. Gordon, Doris J. Govel, Harry D. Graham, Deborah L. Greco, Evelyn G. Green, Renee M. Grossbeck, Eloise A. Gouzier, Michael Hadfield, Mary E. Hart, Marion E. Harwick, Charles E. Hay, Gary B. Heimerl, Ann I. Haywood, Damian Hines, Doris J. Hoffe, Timothy R. Joyce Sr., Richard G. King, Raymond E. Nichol, Jane C. Krebs, Edward Lang Jr., David W. Larson, Alice M. Lee, Francois R. Lefebvre, Birgit L. Lone, Theo C. Lovell, John A. Lutz, Joanne M. Matarasi, Douglas L. Malinak, Luis F. Mandy, Joseph A. Marcy, James L. Marks, George E. Martin, Margaret E. Mason, Gerald C. Matson, Twilla Matson, Veronica May, Laura May, Dorothy N. McHumer, Alexander N. McKnight, James A. Mead, Margaret Michael, Gertrude A. Miller, Harry L. Miner, Roline M. Mowry, Luke J. Mullen, Dewayna L. Mullis, Joseph L. Murray Sr., Beth H. Nannertowich, James L. Nelson, James A. Norton, Edwin L. Osterhout, Ruth M. Waymet, Martha A. Perry, Eleonora H. Peters, Eileen M. Piotrowski, Frank J. Pulaski,
Janet E. Priest-Jones, Judith L. Quackenbush, Carol L. Rausch, Constance I. Reed, Edward F. Reeves, George J. Richards, Marilyn D. Rydell, Susan B. Rogan, Erna B. Rogers, Mary E. Rosado, Joseph L. Ross, Nicholas D. Ruberton, Catherine M. Ryan, Lily C. Ryan, Mary A. Sosowski, Gretchen Savage, Ronald E. Schott, Arthur E. Scott, William G. Selly, Joseph W. Selman, Bobby A. Sherman, Doreen A. Siegler, Richard L. Simmons, Michael T. Scandera, Ann K. Smith, Ronald H. Smith, Monica S. Stymack, Kenneth C. Stockham, Janet E. Priest-Jones, Judith L. Quackenbush, Carol L. Rausch, Constance I. Reed, Edward F. Reeves, George J. Richards, Marilyn D. Rydell, Susan B. Rogan, Erna B. Rogers, Mary E. Rosado, Joseph L. Ross, Nicholas D. Ruberton, Catherine M. Ryan, Lily C. Ryan, Mary A. Sosowski, Gretchen Savage, Ronald E. Schott, Arthur E. Scott, William G. Selly, Joseph W. Selman, Bobby A. Sherman, Doreen A. Siegler, Richard L. Simmons, Michael T. Scandera, Ann K. Smith, Ronald H. Smith, Monica S. Stymack, Kenneth C. Stockham, Gail Street, Alice J. Studler, David M. Supernaut, Betty K. Sutton, Candace M. Sweet, Charles A. Thayer, Lewis M. Thompson, Robert I. Thompson, Jacqueline C. Tremont, William F. Volochovich, Frederick W. Valentine, Lester S. Van Zant, Jean Weidinger, Dennis P. Vertifuel, Ellen V. Vierick, Sarah A. Vinskus, Stephen E. Wallman, Nancy L. Ware, Enid L. Watsky, Dora P. Webster, Jeanette M. Wells, James D. Weaver, Weitold Wernicke, June P. Williams, James J. Williams, Lynn M. Willis, Charles H. Wood, Judith M. Woodard, Susan L. Wright, Ruth B. Zalewski.
As we come to the end of our service, we would like to say to our donors, you are gone, but not forgotten. After your burial, you will live on in our hearts and in our thoughts. May your light continue to shine in our world. We come from different backgrounds and traditions. In the name of what is dear to your heart, your higher power, your loved ones, your cherished beliefs, may you be blessed. As we go our different ways, let us carry the legacy of our donors with us, that humanity is one. Do whatever you can to make it better. I will conclude with a poem written by Ruth Roges. Into the darkness and the warmth of the earth, we lay you down. Into the sadness and smiles of our memories, we lay you down. Into the cycle of living and dying and rising again, we lay you down. May you rest in peace, in fulfillment, in loving. May you run straight home in the Spirit's embrace, into the freedom of wind and sunshine, we lay you down. Into the dance of the stars and the planets, we lay you down. Into the wind's breath and the hands of the star maker, we let you go. We love you. We miss you. We want you to be happy. Go safely. Go dancing. Go running home. Thank you and have a nice weekend.